What's going on, everybody? It's Rush from Bards in the basement. We are back. Today is October 20th. It's a day. I'm not sure what day of the week it is anymore, but it's a day. It is October 20th, like I said. And this should be Bard Babbles number 6. Title TBD. Depends on what I decide to talk about today. Yeah. Thank you. Alright, cool. Yeah. I saw lights, all of a sudden I was like, crap on a cracker. Alright, so that's loud. I'm gonna be loud today, I have a feeling. Work was brutally long. Machine we were on kept breaking down. Everyone's freaking out. It was a good time. It was a good time. Had by none, I should say. So, anyways, yeah. So that was my day. Anyways, so I was thinking, the conversation I had with you all, my wonderful audience of one, the other day, was talking about commitments, following through on my commitments. This being one of them. Another commitment, still have not chewed on my fingernails. I did use my teeth to get a hangnail from the side, but I didn't actually chew my fingernails off, so I feel like I'm winning there. That is an update on that. I've not had another energy drink since Sunday night, so I think last night was Monday night, so big accomplishment there. Yep. It's been one whole day. Good job, Richard. What else? What else? I tried to SpongeBob laugh today at work, and I got fake yelled at by my boss. He said, "Yeah, don't do that here. You can never do that again." And I don't know if he was joking or not, so that's fun. So, keeping up on the impressions, I had the impression of a person who did not like what he heard. Part of the frustration with where I'm working at, in the place that I'm in, is we do have radios. We have really nice job site radios that people would have on construction sites. The problem is we're in the middle of a building, so this job site, losing my stuff here. Here we go. Here we go now. We'll just stick that right back on there. Oh, that was scary. So this job site, radio doesn't really work. It has a tiny little antenna. It's like 8 inches long, and it's just, it doesn't get anything. It picks up like a hip-hop station. Sometimes it can pick up a country station. And if you have it placed where you're not supposed to have it placed on this machine, you can pick up a rock station. No, that's it. And I work close. Whoa, holy crap, dude. I work close to Buffalo, which is like a major market, and this stupid thing here. Oh, there we go. How long that'll last for? But I mean, I work close to Buffalo, which is like a major market. There are several. Oh my god, this isn't working. There are. I heard those tires. Tires are going. Cool. Let's try this. All right. There are several radio stations in the area. I'm just going to try this back, maybe center of gravity that a little bit better. There are several radio stations in the area, so it should be picking up on a lot of things, but due to being in the middle of the building, it doesn't. So I've seen other people do this on my shift. I've seen other people do this on other shifts. We're not supposed to have our cell phones on us while we're on the floor, while we're on the production floor. But I've seen them bring in their phones. Jesus. That didn't work. Ugh. Okay. So this might be an audio-only podcast in a second here, if this thing falls one more time. Anyways, I don't want to keep like catching this thing. I know I'm on like a road almost by myself here, but yep. Oh, this is awkward. All right. So this thing is barely recording, I guess. That sucked. So if you can still hear me, I'm gonna try to get this into 2 parts here. I don't know if I'll be able to do it from my phone. It looks like it's going. It looks like it's going. Okay. So, what was I saying? What was I saying? Jesus. Okay, so I've seen other people on my shift do it, and I've seen other people on other shifts do it, but they bring in their phones onto the floor. The job site radios we have are like Milwaukee's, and they have this little area where you can put your phone and or other MP3 device inside, and it closes. You can pair it with Bluetooth, or you can plug it into the auxiliary port, and you can play music from your device. So I've seen people do it. So when I did, I was like, okay, other people have done it. One of the supervisors for the other shift was doing it. So I'm like, okay, obviously this is okay, because we're not fidgeting with our phone, we're not taking pictures of anything. I can do this. So what I go ahead and do is I bring in my phone, I immediately plug it into the radio on the station I synced it to the station I was working on, and I left it inside the radio. I'm jamming to some tunes. I put on like a YouTube playlist, and I'm having a good time. When, after like an hour, my supervisor's coming by, he's like, oh, cool, the new Machine Gun Kelly, awesome, I was like, yeah, And he comes by and he goes, this is also Machine Gun Kelly. I was like, yeah. He goes, do you have your phone plugged in? And I was like, yeah. He goes, you can't do that. And I'm like, well, I've seen a lot of other people do it. Since when can't we do it? He goes, you're not supposed to have your phone out here at all. I know other people do it, but you're not supposed to, and you can get in a lot of trouble for that. And I just kind of felt like an ass. I'm just like, okay, like, all right, well, what do you propose we do down here then? Because the radio doesn't work. And he said, hey, radio's a luxury. You don't actually need it. And I'm just like, I understand where he's coming from. I understand rules are rules, but we're in the one part of the building, like, of our whole department, we have basically two big rooms. And the other room gets all the channels on almost every single radio. Some of them are just older radios, so they don't pick up as much, but all the newer ones pick up every single radio station. We go into this room and we're, we can't listen to the music. And, moreover than that, it's a completely different world from room to room. The machine I'm on, you can't sit down. You're either constantly putting boxes on pallets or you're constantly tweaking the machine. And sometimes you're running from side of the machine to side of the machine. You're on your feet the entire shift. Every other station out in the other room, you can sit down and do your job. And I've been there for 4 weeks now, and I've only been on this machine unless the machine is down. If the machine is down for maintenance, is the only time I've ever gotten to work on another job, which has been 3 times. Roughly 3 hours in the last 4 weeks. And I know I shouldn't complain because, I'm new, and maybe they're training me on this machine first, but at the same time, I would just like a little bit of variety. I would like to be able to sit down for, I'm not even saying my whole shift. Let me sit down for 20 minutes a shift. I have a half-hour break, but let me sit down for another half hour. You know, everyone else on the shift is sitting down their entire shift. I'm not asking for much here. Anyways, and then the radio situation. You know what? Either get us a better radio, or if we're over on that side of the room, just let us bring in our devices. If you don't want it to be a phone, fine. Just tell me. I'll go buy an MP3 player. I'm not fiddling with it the whole time. I literally put on a playlist, and then I'm working. I like to listen to what I like to listen to, and if I'm down on the one side of the machine by myself, no one else is hearing my music anyway. It's not loud. There's barely any cuss words. I can't stop them all. You know, one or two of them will slip through every once in a while, but you know, I'm trying to be okay with it. I don't think I'm being too unreasonable. But then I don't know. I don't know if the supervisor just doesn't like me, or if he thinks he's being funny, or if he really just is on a big power trip. But once he yelled at me for the radio, he also said, you know, I had my pen hanging in my work shirt for easy access, because where I work, we can't wear regular clothes with like pockets. We have essentially what are scrubs that we have to work in, and they have one pocket in the butt, which on 99% of them has a hole in it, even though they go and get professionally cleaned and everything. So it was one of those nights I had a hole in my back pocket. So I had my pen, my Sharpie, and my little notebook where I keep all my little notes for the job. But I had my Sharpie and my notebook over on one of the tables, and I kept my pen up in my shirt, clipped into my shirt, because while I'm doing the job, I have to take notes, and I have to write down, you know, I have to write down times and quantities and everything, so I kind of always need my pen on me. And he, after he yelled at me for the radio thing, kind of told me, like, you know, user beware on the radio, because they'll fire me or whatever, you know. He said, oh, also, you can't have that pen in there like that. And I was like, what are you talking about, dude? Come on. He goes, no, you can't. You know, it's in our standard operating procedures. I'm like, I can't have a pen in my shirt? Nope. Well, I can't put it in my pocket. And he goes, well, I was like, dude, are you kidding me? Like, everyone keeps their pen in their shirt. He goes, not one person on my shift keeps their pen like that. I make sure of it. And I'm just like, alright, dude. Why? Because it could fall into a box. Well, there's no arguing with that logic. Definitely wouldn't want it to fall in a box. It's not like you could, like, take it out. Oh, man. See, if I put it in my back pocket, it falls on the floor. Then it becomes a trip hazard. See, I don't know. I don't know which one's worse, falling into a box, and maybe a customer gets a box with a pen in it, or falls on the floor and someone potentially trips on it. Again, could just be me. I could just be venting. I could just be angry because of the radio thing, but at the same time, it's kind of really convenient for me to have a pen. Like, if you're not going to let me have a pen, have pens on every station. Have a dedicated pen place. And make sure they're fully stocked. Because if I have to keep track of my own pen and you're not going to provide me with pockets, then let me clip it onto my shirt. Or let me clip it onto my pointless lanyard that you make me wear. That's another thing. You have to wear a lanyard to be in the building at all times, but your lanyard has to be tucked under your clothing, because that, you know, it's a choking hazard. So I've got this useless lanyard on me. Let me at least clip the pen to that or something. I don't know. Again, maybe I'm just venting. This is just the venting episode. Nothing's working with my technology here. Nothing's working at work. Am I still even recording? Yeah, okay. I don't understand why this thing keeps just popping off. Okay. moved it over 2 inches. Weather. I wish I could just glue it. Oh, there we go. Yeah. We'll see how long that lasts for, 1.5 minutes. It's getting warmer in my car, so maybe. Anyways, let's focus in on my face. Ah, there we go. Oh, that's the front. That looks really bad from that camera angle. There we go. Anyways, so it's kind of my rant for the morning. This episode should just be called Rant. Oh no, I saw it dip. It's gonna dip. I'm so close to the house though. I don't know. Maybe I need a different type of mount. Problem is, I don't want to get one that's going to be permanent because this is a lease. Like, if it was my own car, truck, whatever, I'd be perfectly fine with it. And I would, I'd mount something right in there that I could use with my phone or with like an actual camera if this becomes a thing. And we start making more car videos. But that was always my dream, my goal, I always thought it was fun seeing those videos of people in cars, like doing weird stuff, like singing, and it was actually an idea back in the day because we had such weird, thoughtful, provocative, stupid conversations. We were all together in the car. Was to set up a really wide-angled lens and just get the entire car and like have all our buddies like hanging out, just like having the conversations we normally have. Man, would we have been in some trouble if we had had those conversations. You don't think about it when you're younger, you don't think about the repercussions of what you do. You don't think about, the people you could potentially hurt. I know there were some people that we talked so much shit about. There are people that we probably falsely accused of being just horrible people. Just, there was incidents that we had heard about girls with multiple partners at parties, and all we did was perpetuate that between ourselves and our close circle of friends. And there was, what's up, dude? I don't want to say that adolescence was the excuse for that, but the real excuse was ignorance to know that, of course, like, treat everyone the way you want to be treated, but at the same time, it was, it was so common just to talk about people like that. And I don't think that ever changes. I don't think it ever goes away. I don't think it ever has gone away. I do think when you get older, you really stop talking about people behind their backs. In the same way, you might tell stories, you might, reminisce about bad things that have happened, but I don't think anyone will just sit there and just talk about someone behind their back the way you used to when you were a kid. Although it could be wrong.